Okay, here we want to look at the differences in cervical, thoracic, and lumbar vertebrae. Now, for the vertebrae, I have a little mnemonic that's pretty helpful. Breakfast at 7, we have 7 cervical vertebrae. Lunch at 12, we have 12 thoracic vertebrae, and they're next in line. And then dinner at 5 for lumbar vertebrae because we only have 5 of them. Now, of course, as we proceed down the vertebral column, we're carrying more and more weight. So the vertebrae are going to be smaller at the top and bigger towards the bottom of the vertebral column. The cervical vertebrae we'll look at first. These obviously are smaller, but a few telltale signs that you're looking at a cervical vertebrae are their spinous processes are often forked. Their vertebral foramina often looks like a little triangle. And the biggest sign is that their transverse processes are very small, but they have openings called intervertebral, called transverse foramen, within them. Their bodies are also really small. The thoracic vertebrae, they have a long, downward pointed spinous process. I usually say these kind of look like an elephant or a giraffe in profile because the spinous process points downward so much. Their vertebral foramen usually is almost perfectly round. The bodies will be a bit bigger, but because in transverse vertebrae, they articulate with a set of ribs, you will have on the transverse processes little flat spots called costal facets. That costal is referring to ribs, and facet just means a little flat space where an articulation happens. So you'll see those on a thoracic vertebrae. For a lumbar vertebrae, they're usually really easy to spot because they're huge. In profile, they kind of look like a moose. Their vertebral foramen is triangular again, and they're just overall very, very large. There's only 5 of them.